All the assets and project files are available on my Patreon, the link in the description. First, add the Crimeboard to the timeline. Then, add a picture about the topic that you want to talking about. Scale and position it like this. Add a white background and position its layer below the picture layer. So, what I'm going to do with this white background is to came a Polaroid frame for the picture. Let's just reshape it using rectangle mask. I think this is perfect. Now, let's give it a drop shadow so it's look more realistic. To make a drop shadow, all you need is a black color background. So, let's add it to the timeline and position the layer below the white layer. After that, reshape it again by using rectangle mask. Now, go to basic and decrease the opacity as much as you want. I think this is good. Then, compound the black layer. Now to make the shadow softer, go to Effect, then find the Blur effect. And you just have to drag it to the black layer. And adjust the blurriness to set the softness of the shadow. Once it's done, select these 3 layers and compound them. Now, you can position the Polaroid to the Crimeboard. I'm going to position this first picture to the center. Also, give it a little rotation so it's not going to sit perfectly, because one thing that I know that imperfection will make this look more realistic. Now, let's add the second picture. For the second picture, which is a map, I'm not going to add a white frame. So, I'm just going to jump to adding the drop shadow, and the steps are the same just like we did before with the Polaroid. Now you just have to do this to all the picture that you want to add to the Crimeboard. As you can see, this is the result. But getting to this point took a lot of learning and practice to become more professional in what I do. I recently decided to take a class in video editing and animation, and I'm learning through Skillshare, the sponsor of today's video. Skillshare is an online learning platform with thousands of creative classes for hobbyists. On Skillshare, you can find class categories such as art, photography, illustration, graphic design, and of course, video editing and animation. What makes it special is that you get to learn directly from professionals who are experts in their field. Not just theory, but real practical skills. One of the classes I'm currently taking is collage animation. In this class, I'm learning how to create collage-style animations directly from someone who really knows what they're doing. And what I love most is that the entire class is taught step by step, starting completely from scratch, making it super beginner-friendly, yet still full of depth. You can even join discussions with the teacher and other members, which really helps make learning way easier and more interactive. Plus, once you finish a class, you'll receive a certificate, which is a great addition to your portfolio, especially if you're planning to start a freelance career in editing. Speaking of freelancing, I also joined a freelance learning path on Skillshare. This learning path is a curated track that guides you through a series of classes designed to help you become a freelance video editor. It's super helpful because you're not just jumping around randomly. The classes are structured in the right order so you know exactly where to begin and how to keep progressing until you get your first client. And the good news is, the first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan the QR code will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Get started today. Now, let's connect all these pictures with the red lines. But first we need to make all the picture pinned to the Crimeboard. And it's so easy. First you need to add a red color overlay here. Then, go to Mask and select Circle. Now position it to the object that you want to pin. Let's pin the first picture here. Now, to pin all of them, you can simply duplicate the circle layer and start spreading it to all of the picture on the Crimeboard. Now, after it's all done, select all the circle layers and compound them. Then, let's connect all the pin with the red lines, using also the red color overlay. Now, go to Mask, Scale, and position it until it connects to pins. Go to Mask and select Rectangle. Now, you just have to reshape it into a thin line. Now let's duplicate it to make the second line, then reposition it to connect other dot. To make the line fit in the dots, you can simply adjust the scale or you can adjust the mask. You can experiment it yourself, and you don't have to be worried if the thickness of each lines are different. For me, it still looked good and acceptable. Now, to connect all of the dots, just repeat the same steps. Now, after it's all done, select all the lines in the circle compound layers and compound all of them. To make it even more realistic, let's add a drop shadow as well. First, duplicate the compound layer. Select the bottom layer, go to Adjust, set the saturation to the lowest, and also for the blacks adjustment. Now reposition, it depends on how you want the light to come from. Decrease the opacity a little bit. Then add a blur effect. As you can see, this is the result. Now let's move on to the next step. Select all of the layers and compound them into one layer. I'm going to split the layer into 4 clips by pressing Ctrl and B. Then, let's position the first clip for the first camera shot. So, for the first clip, I'm going to make a camera focus motion to the first picture on the Crimeboard. First, upscale it to this position. Add keyframe on the transform at the first frame. Move forward a few seconds. Then add another keyframe. Move forward a few seconds again. Then add the last keyframe. Go back to the second keyframe and upscale it a little bit more. Press Alt and K. Right-click on the last keyframe and select Ease. Also for the second keyframe. So, it's going to look like this. Now, let's move to the second clip. Just like the first clip, upscale the clip first. Then I'm going to position it to right around the left corner of the Crimeboard. Then add keyframe. Move the playhead to the last frame. Then I'm going to reposition it a little bit to the bottom to make a slow up to down motion. So, it's going to look like this. Now, let's move to the third clip. For the third clip, I'm going to reposition it so shot the bottom of the Crimeboard. Then from here, I'm going to make a left to right motion. So, it's going to look like this. Now, let's move to the next clip. So, for this clip it's almost the same like the second clip, but I'm going to shot it from the right corner of the Crimeboard. So, it's going to look like this. Now, to make all the motion smoother, let's ease all the keyframes. After it's done now, I want to add the last shot by duplicating the first clip. Then delete all the keyframes in it. Now, I'm going to make a slow zoom in for this clip. So, it's going to look like this. So the first effect that I'm going to add is play pendulum. It will act as the camera shake that will make the shot look like a handheld. You can use my setting here so the motion is not too aggressive. The second effect is blur. I'm going to use the blur effect to complete the camera motion that we already made in the first clip. Let's add keyframe. Then decrease the intensity to 20%. Now move the playhead forward and make sure that it's aligned with the second keyframe of the first clip. Then increase the blur intensity to 100%. Now move to the last keyframe. Then decrease it to 0%. So, it's going to look like this. The next effect is hazy. Decrease the blur intensity. Now add wide angle effect. And here I'm going to decrease the intensity as well. Now, let's add some effect for lighting. The first one is called Sunset Fall. Adjust the atmosphere to 75%. And now for the last effect is called God's Ray. And for the setting you can follow mine here. Then, position the layer below the blur effect layer. After that, I'm going to add a vignette effect by adding the adjustment layer. And now for the final touch, I'm going to add a black bar using the black color overlay to make it look more cinematic. Just head over to Mask, select Film Strip, and then click Reverse. And set the size of the black bar as you want it. And here is the final result. And that's the video for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.